So as we know, Manuka honey's got some pretty magical properties. Anti-inflammatory. It has properties such as antibacterial. It's been used in wound healing. So discovering the actual mode of action has allowed me to produce a product as a topical inhalation spray. So I don't know whether it's going to have any benefits in COVID-19 or not. I haven't done the actual analysis yet to determine whether the activity is going to inhibit MPRO, which is the protease present in SARS-CoV-2. But being a thiol enzyme, I expect that there will be some oxidation of the active site thiol, and therefore it will be inhibited. So really my intellectual property is around the manufacture and purification of the colloidal nanoparticles out of Manuka honey and putting that into a topical high energy spray that has the benefits of delivering hydroxy radicals to the human body that are therapeutically beneficial, able to switch off inflammation, able to stimulate energy within the human body to allow it to heal faster, and actually stimulate the subconscious mind, which gives you a competitive edge when it comes to thought, speed of thought, learning, and as you can see by the work that I've been doing, which is around quantum biology, this is not simple science. This is looking at the universal change of medicine by understanding how physics occurs in biology, and then looking at the numbers, developing this unified field theory based on supersymmetry inversion, and really making some considerable, I would say, shifts in perception of reality and understanding what is actually feasibly possible within a human being. So my technology has really facilitated this growth of my mind, the speed at which I think and the rate at which I do things. I feel like I'm flying in real time all the time, but it's a little bit hard for people around me, so I have to tone things down. The difficulties of rapid thought, being diagnosed with bipolar and then schizoaffective disorder have been quite traumatic. Yet that is what the current model would state. DSM-5 manual has nothing associated with a spiritual enlightenment experience at church. That's not something that's included in the DSM-5 manual. No, what is included is the consideration of intelligence as I guess, a double-edged sword. When you gain access to more of your subconscious mind and have a visual way of doing things without actually being present, or what would be considered to really be remote viewing, you can see things, or at least you can change your visual perception within your mind to see how things could be if you do things in different ways, and therefore look to identify what is the best way of doing things without prior doing them. So I think the best way of doing things is actually standing back and letting nature do them, and just really identifying how nature operates in a way which will allow me to utilize all the forces of nature in the products and processes that I'm making. So that's what I've started learning how to do, and that is why I've really developed this non-measured approach to understanding science based on logic, which is where the supersymmetry inversion model comes in, because that's only applicable if you do not interact with the system itself. As soon as interaction occurs, the act of measurement disturbs the state of symmetry within the system itself. Therefore, it is no longer what it was prior to measurement, which was in a symmetry state. So I've taken advantage of that knowledge and applied it to the way I do things, which has given me, I guess, a considerable advantage over other previous methods. It's like opening a door to a new reality where you see supersymmetry inversion, and all of a sudden the universe opens up and says, well, here's a way of doing something which is different, a way of doing something which doesn't cost as much in the way of energy, because all you're doing is aligning with the way nature works actually. So when you're able to align with nature and do as nature does, your nature changes. It becomes a lot less unable to comprehend what's going on, because you're not living in the past anymore, so because your conscious and subconscious minds have, in a sense, become one. So that's the, in a nutshell, it's almost like a state of nirvana, and a point of happiness that I have found that I love to connect to when I'm kind of connected out in the dirt with nature. But unfortunately, it's not something that's easily to distill, because the sensitivities of the actual processes that are going on in nature, if you can retain that symmetry and balance and harmony, then the energy that's available there can come forward. When you disturb that state, then you're fighting a losing battle, and the act of measurement itself will never provide you with a way of gaining access to that. What you have to do is let go of that concept and start looking logically without engagement in order to see what is there prior to measurement.